Retro World Expo, to us as Tech Prime Media, is a space where we try to get to every year and try to cover. We've been covering it since we were called Get Tech. The only year we didn't cover it was the first year.
At the light, turn left into the parking lot.
There's a lot more like intertwined connections between people. Unlike an event like PAX, where it's so many people and there's just so much to cover. You meet people here and there. The same people probably won't be there next year. And then there's always some people that, every year. But Retro World Expo, we tend to see the same people almost every year. And we've grown relationships and friendships with these people over the years. And there's something about that, and it ties back to like retro gaming for a lot of people is going back to those days when you're sitting on the couch with your friends, playing a game together, not online, not from a distance, just sitting and just having fun, goofing off, playing a game.
Yeah, I mean, when Retro World Expo started, I was super excited that, in my home state, there would be a place to go to and experience a convention with like-minded people. I could come out, dress up in cosplay, I could talk NES games, share stories.
Community is what I think the apex of any type of convention in terms of, be it gaming, comics, movies, music, a way for people to have a safe space to gather, feel like themselves and feel accepted, and have fun, make new connections.
Doing YouTube, you get to see other people that maybe you don't meet in real life because they're in other states and they're coming out to this one convention together. So that's always been a great part of Retro World Expo, is to be able to see my friends that are in other states coming together and just having a great weekend, catching up, chatting, maybe creating some content and sharing memories.
So so we're gonna go up to the RetroCon over here.
Hey guys, we just shut up.
No, I'm doing it.
Shut up.
What is your problem?
Shut up, Ben. Come on.
No, So Bazinga had you believe that during the vlog he started first, but reality was my camera started off first.
You're full of crap.
You're just smoking.
So we just got up, showered. We're ready to get down, go downstairs, go have some Star Schmucks with the queue, and we're just getting ready to have fun at the convention, which starts in a couple hours. So we got to play some VR jogger. It's kind of like Frogger in VR. It's really cool. I'm running, jogging in place. Looking both ways before I get hit, and then boom, I get hit. I'm running. Really fun, kind of cool. But then Ben played. Oh my God, it was so funny watching him. He's like a little running man going. Oh.
Retro World Expo to me is like the place where I go to find my childhood again. The nostalgia there. It's funny because we're grown up. A lot of us are grown up now, and it's like, you need to grow up, stop playing video games and play with toys. It's what makes us happy. We're working, we're not laying around doing nothing. We're working, we're making a living, we're being responsible. There's no reason we can't have fun too.
Doing okay? Are you liking and subscribing to this guy's videos? You should. He's a handsome fellow.
Tech Prime Media.
Sorry, I made that weird.
I must warn you, if Shigeru Miyamoto finds out we are looking at this, my life is in danger. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Okay, so.
So Retro World Expo means a lot to me. It's a good, solid show for me, and Chris and the team last year entrusted me to design their official artwork for the show, and then invited me to do it again this year. And the overall love and support that I've gotten from the community has been extraordinary. So that to me means the world. So I do thank the team over at Retro World for trusting me to do some kick-ass art.
That's a deep question, because RetroRGB would not exist the way it does today if it wasn't for Retro World. So Chris, who owns obviously the Retro Games Plus stores, I met him right after he opened up the store, which used to be in Westport. And I went in and I introduced myself and I was like, hey, my name's Bob, I'm working on this Google Doc about retro hardware. Is there any way I could open up some of your Super Nintendos? And I explained what I was trying to do, and he was so cool and so polite, and he listened, and he's like, I gotta be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah, come on in, do it. So for a couple of months, I'd go in, and the poor kids that work there, they'd be like, you wanna do what? I'm like, please just text Chris, I'm the weird guy that opens Super Nintendos, and he was the one that actually helped me get the research done in order to start that whole SNES section of RetroRGB because of that. And that was the catalyst, because at the time, it was a Google Doc that I thought me and 3 friends might actually care about. So once I got the research done and I had actually proven out what people were talking about and got the screenshots, my cousin Scott was like, why don't you put it into a website? So Chris was absolutely instrumental in getting RetroRGB. I didn't even have the name RetroRGB. And then on top of that, he emails me one time and said, hey, I got a buddy Lance that we're putting on an expo together. And would you want to be a part of it? I was like, oh, of course. And Lance sends me this really nice email about, hey, I want you to, would you be interested in doing a panel? There's these guys at HD Retrovision that make cables. Would you want to do it with them? And I forgot exactly what I said. I promise it was really polite and professional though. But I basically was like, I don't want to sit there and shill somebody's cables. I don't know these guys. Said it nicely. And Lance came back and he was like, I totally understand, no problem. But would you be willing to jump on a conference call? Because I think you might actually like them. I was like, yeah, of course, why not? And I forgot. I'm driving down the road and my phone goes off and I'm like, what am I beeping alert for? And it's like, phone call with HD Retrovision now. So I pulled over in a parking lot. 1 minute into the conversation, listening to Steve talk, I went, oh, I screwed up. These guys are awesome. And that's how I met Nick and Steve from HD Retrovision. And that's at the time that I met Voltar and Renee. And that's how the whole Retro Roundtable came about, was because Lance put us together like that. I would have I'd eventually, I'm sure, have met those guys, but not like that. Not in a safe environment where we get to talk and hang out like that, and it was good introduction. And then he put us on that panel, and that was awesome. And I legitimately was I was talking to Nick and Steve, look, it's a new expo, I've never been to one of these, I've done to 1 million for the previous job I had in a different industry. So maybe a couple of people show up, maybe 2 or 3, but let's just do a demo, I'll record it, I'll put it on my YouTube channel. It was 50 people. I didn't know 50 people knew who I was, let alone would want to come to see us like that. And that was all because of Lance and Chris. So legitimately, RetroRGB would not be where it is today without this expo and without Lance and Chris.
Sure, I'm Bob from RetroRGB.com.
I'm Steve Kulo. I'm one of the founders with Nick of HD Retrovision.
Yeah, so what we do at HD Retrovision, if you haven't heard of us, a year ago we ran a Kickstarter to do cabling for our old consoles, and we've been focusing the last year of our life on that project, getting that
75 hours a day.
This is an example of a screen in tiles. So all of the numbers that represent which tiles you see in which positions on the grid on the screen, that's what this is. This is a table that correlates to that shows what colors, what palettes that each tile should use. Now we're going to get into why the NES is bullshit to program for. Can anyone?
How it works, and I'm going to explain it, and it's just as complicated as it sounds. A byte of data, which is 8 bits, right? Bits can be either 0 or 1. So a byte is 8 of those bits that can be either 0 or 1. All the different combinations of that, there's 256 possible combinations of zeros and ones that you can have in that. If you had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, that equals 0. If you had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, that equals 1. If you had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, that equals 2. If you had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, that equals 3, etc., etc. You can only have ones or zeros in those spots, okay? So that's right, working with binary data. Now,
And we've got a rematch. 1 year later. Yeah.
Who's the winner? Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Well, we got
both completely trumped by Vega just a minute ago.
I know, right?
A continued win
Yeah.
from Paul. How do you feel?
We'll see.
It's been a heck of a journey.
You know, it's started 10 years ago.
So we started in 2015. We started at the Oakdale Theater.
Just a couple of friends wanting to put something together in the Connecticut area.
And that was a much smaller venue, maybe like 20,000 square feet. We've been here at the Connecticut Convention Center, I want to say 8 years now. We've expanded a little bit. We've defined and tweaked the floor plan.
And every year it's grown and grown.
And I think we finally have like a really good layout that I'm really happy with. Turnout this year was also amazing. Like we had the longest line we've ever had. Probably 3 times as long as it was even last year. And yesterday, Saturday was amazing. We've gotten good feedback from everybody. So this feels like it's been a really good year. And the 10 years has been pretty epic. Yeah, it's been good.
You know, like I said, a labor of love is something I'm just like very proud of. And we continue to grow, continue to be successful, and look for the years to come.
Is that what you needed?
Well, guess what? He's not here right now.
There will be a time and there will be a place. Not now, but a time of my choosing. A time of my choosing. You may be the man from the down under, but you're going down under these nuts.
So there's a time and place. Well, unfortunately, you're being a bitch right now.
So now it's been years later. It's expanded a lot. So many people.
So many more events with like wrestling, all these things going on.
The guests are fantastic this year. Not the people we're used to. So it's nice to see a change.
I think in the current state, it's also such a great spot in Hartford. There's so many places just around the convention center while you're here to go to in Hartford.
Being here at the convention center, it's where it had to go because it was getting so large. I loved the first 2 years at Oakdale. It just had this homely vibe because it was a smaller venue. The carpet inside, everything was on one level, but the con was growing, so they had to move to the convention center here in Hartford. And they have 2 of the rooms, so now we're in the bigger room because it's just gotten bigger. 10 years, you grow and more people come out, so you need that space. And now, three days. A lot of these cons are going to 3 days.
Demand is there to necessitate the fact that, okay, let's entertain the option of adding even another day. That's great. I don't know of any other conventions in Connecticut that actually are 3 days. So most are only just 2. So that's a pretty big deal. So my respects to the organizers, Chris, Lance, and everyone else involved to get to that point where they're even having that conversation, you know? And who knows, a couple years down the line, it may be, what about day 4? You never know, right? I think the more days it allows more people to come in, you know, because sometimes people can't commit to a Saturday or Sunday, and that's what Friday's for, and potentially another day. So yeah, the more the better for me.
It's going to sound like complete and total BS, but we were just talking like 5 minutes ago about this was actually the best one ever. And I know you're supposed to say that, right? Oh yeah, you know, this is going to be our best album. This is going to be the best movie, even though it's the 9th sequel to the first. No, this was actually the best one. There was so many people. It was jam-packed yesterday, but Friday was actually very busy too, which is surprising because the kids aren't out of school yet, so a lot of parents are still there. But all that in the account, it was a lot of people, and even Sunday, there's been a steady stream. So yeah, this one was the best one. I love how it's been growing. I like this venue better than the Oakdale. The Oakdale was kind of cool and homey feeling for it. Like, I liked how that was laid out, but this is definitely better.
It's pretty amazing to see, you know, like everything grow and, you know, and people enjoy everything we do. And even the new stuff we add, we try new things, and, you know, and I want to say probably 90% of the time, all of them have been like home runs, and other things we've changed and, you know, haven't been so successful, but, you know, it's all been good. And, you know, sure, everything's stressful, but it's it's a good time, and it's great to see the show succeed and grow.
Yeah, so we do a West Coast show. We do SoCal Gaming Expo. Lance and I, we also brought on a couple more partners. So we're partners with the Pixel Game Squad guys, Aaron and Ricky. We're partners with them on SoCal, and this is their first year doing this show. It certainly has been a challenge doing 2 shows within, I think, well, one's in June, one's in September, so they're maybe like 5 months apart. There's a lot of work that goes into both.
The original idea for that was to do a Retro World Expo out on the West Coast, but then SoCal Gaming Expo came up for sale, so we decided, hey, it's a already established brand out there. Let's see what we can do with it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun, and brought on new partners with that show, and that was so successful that we decided to bring those owners over here to Retro World Expo as well.
Excited to see where it goes with the new guys with Pixel Game Squad coming on as co-owners. They did so well with SoCal out in the West Coast, so maybe bring some of that awesomeness over here with us, and it's only going to get better from here on out.
As long as there's people that love nostalgia and there's games to buy on physical media, it's got many years to come.
Yeah, I mean, this year was the first year. Every year I bring my car. I have a custom Mario Kart car that's displayed inside. People love seeing it, and it's been here since day one. This is the first year I didn't have the car because we're remodeling it. We're doing a whole new theme, so people will be excited because they didn't see it this year. People are asking me, I'm like, next year. So this way, have something to look forward to. And I'll continue to go to these. It's so close to home, and all my friends come out here, and it's a great time. So it'll be cool to showcase the car to everyone, the new Mario Kart car, and just see who comes. I'm excited to see new guests come out. A lot of the guests, I've seen them a bunch, talked to them. We're friends now, and bring out some new people. Let's get some new faces here at Retro World Expo.
Absolutely amazing location, so just to see them stay here in this place is pretty good. I wouldn't want them to really move anywhere else at this point, but granted, I'm not them. But I think this space is so far from what we've seen has treated them well. So
I would love to see it grow more. Again, been there since the nucleus, since the beginning, and see it exponentially grow every year. I think, I wish them nothing but success, continued success. It's fantastic. Because of events like Retro World Expo, I've been able to network with so many people. And I'm not a content creator really by any means, but just the fact that I get to know this person, that person, that person, and it's that networking which has helped me with what I do on the side, which for everyone else involved too. The networking is just exponential growth. So yes, let it continue growing because that allows more people to reap those benefits socially, economically, and even on a personal level. It's just allowing for so many more conversations and memories to be created at a place like this. This is the place where this can happen.
I always try to help them because they helped me. I'm trying to get different guests here because nobody wants to see me say the same thing every year at a panel. So instead of been doing my own panels recently, I've been getting amazing developers, some of which don't really know how to link up with other people to do this. They've never worked with a con, they've never done anything like this. So I'm trying to get other devs and other, YouTubers, people of noteworthy people that people who attend the expo would want to hear from. So that's in the future. I'm going to continue to do that and try to get new people here, both to draw more people, but so that the crowd who's been going every year for a decade gets to see something new and fresh, and not just my ugly mug in the camera yet again.
Retro World Expo is 10. I am coming on 8 in October. So yeah, I'm this little tiny thing, but I was inspired by Retro World Expo and even their own thing called Congo. Again, maybe that can inspire light a match for somebody thinking, hey, in my neck of the woods, we don't really have a gaming scene. Let me try to do it. I saw them do it here. So why not? The lifeblood of any community is the ability to be able to spark inspiration in different ways, right? And if this is the place where that can be formed, I think that's an absolute win for everyone involved.
My excitement for next year is that everybody is still going to show up and have awesome vendors and cool stuff, and you know, and expand that too. The one thing that always blew my mind about Retro Expos was the artists, because you see stuff that you would never ever expect to see. And I mean, even a friend of mine down there, he's just started because of this stuff. And you know, you should probably get a video of his booth too. He's got all the light up stuff over there. You don't see that anywhere except expos. Maybe Etsy, but how do you know if it's garbage or not if you're looking at a picture of something lighting up online? You need to be here. You need to see it in person. You need to see the artwork and see what these people work on. So yeah, I hope to continue to bring cool new people here, and I hope that their artists and all the other unique stuff continue to grow and show up to these, because it's a big deal seeing this stuff in person.
For the future, as long as I can still make it, make some artwork, and be a part of the community, I will always be here.
Again, having a great turnout this year and our numbers up and our ticket sales up, like that helps us, it helps everybody, helps the vendors, means people are hearing about us and enjoying the shows. So,
you know, keeping at it, trying new things, trying to not keep the show so stale, experimenting and allowing ourselves to both grow and try things and maybe even fail, and you know, kind of take those failures and learn things from them, and you know, just really continue to grow the show and do things that fans want.
one last thing I would say is like watching the growth of other shows over the years, whether some of the big ones, you know, like Too Many Games or Midwest Gaming Classic, like some of those have been around a long, long time. I want to say Too Many Games maybe like 15 years now, maybe 16, 17 years. I think hitting 10 is kind of a milestone, and then from what I've seen of the other shows, it kind of maybe can like substantially grow from there. So I'm glad we made it to 10 years. SoCal Gaming Expo's been around 10 years too. So both shows started the same year. So I'm excited for the next 10 years, hopefully.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Years, yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome,
yeah.
As you're watching this video, Retro World Expo will be coming upon its 11th year. That means millions of cartridges, controllers, and memories being passed from person to person over the years, and will continue on. The gaming industry moves so fast, there is always the next thing, the next release, the next generation. Retro World Expo is that rare place that says, slow down, what did we love? Why did we love it? Those questions actually matter. One of the great things about Retro Expo is that there is a whole new generation discovering all of this on their own terms. They're going to bring new energy and perspective that even we haven't thought of yet. In the end, some things don't need to be explained. They just need to be kept alive, passed on, rediscovered, played again for the first time. Retro World Expo has spent 10 years making that happen. Here's to whatever comes next.
Thank you.